Before you start watching, please help the channel thrive. Give it a like, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications. Caroline Forbes' newfound agency did not exist in a vacuum. It rippled outward, touching every aspect of her life, but none more profoundly than her relationships. For years, her connections to others had been shaped by control, either by being controlled herself or by clinging to others for stability. But once the chains of compulsion were broken, Caroline was forced to rebuild her relationships from the ground up, this time on a foundation of authenticity, trust, and mutual respect. This process was not easy. It required vulnerability, courage, and a willingness to let go of old patterns. But it also led to some of the deepest, most meaningful connections of her life. Let's start with the relationship that defined much of Caroline's early journey, her bond with Stefan. When they first started dating, their relationship was built on a foundation of shared trauma and mutual understanding. Both had been controlled by others, Stefan by his brother Damon and his own bloodlust, Caroline by Damon and Klaus. They found solace in each other's pain, a sense of belonging that neither had experienced before. But as Caroline gained true agency, their relationship began to shift. She was no longer content to be the supportive girlfriend who followed Stefan's lead. She wanted equality, honesty, and the freedom to be herself. This shift became evident in Season 5, Episode 11, 500 Years of Solitude, when Stefan decided to leave Mystic Falls to seek revenge on Klaus. In the past, Caroline would have begged him to stay, to put their relationship first. But this time, she didn't. "I get it," she told him, her voice calm but firm. "You need to do this. But I can't go with you. I have my own life now, my own dreams. I can't keep putting everything on hold for you." This moment was a turning point in their relationship. It showed that Caroline was no longer willing to sacrifice her own happiness for someone else. She was setting boundaries, and in doing so, she was demanding to be seen for who she truly was. Stefan, initially taken aback by her boldness, eventually came to respect her decision. "You're right," he said. "You deserve to live your own life. And when I'm ready, I hope you'll still be there." Their relationship didn't end that day. Instead, it evolved into something deeper, more mature. They learned to communicate openly, to share their fears and desires, and to support each other's individual growth. For example, when Caroline decided to go back to school to become a teacher, Stefan didn't try to talk her out of it. He encouraged her, telling her that she would be amazing. And when Stefan struggled with his bloodlust, Caroline didn't judge him. She stood by him, helping him find the strength to overcome his demons. This evolution of their relationship aligns with the work of relationship psychologist John Gottman, who argues that healthy relationships are built on emotional responsiveness, the ability to listen to, validate, and support your partner's needs. Before gaining agency, Caroline and Stefan's relationship was lacking in this responsiveness. They were both so focused on their own pain that they struggled to truly see each other. But once Caroline learned to trust herself, she was able to trust Stefan, and vice versa. They became partners, not just lovers, and their relationship grew stronger as a result. Another key relationship that was redefined by Caroline's agency was her bond with Alaric. What started as a mentor-student relationship, Alaric was her high school history teacher, evolved into a deep platonic friendship, and eventually a co-parenting partnership. When Caroline and Alaric became the guardians of the Gemini twins, Josie and Lizzie, they were forced to work together closely, and in doing so, they developed a level of trust and respect that few relationships achieve. But this partnership was not without its challenges. Alaric, still grieving the loss of his wife Jo, initially struggled to let Caroline take an equal role in raising the twins. He wanted to control every aspect of their lives, to protect them from the supernatural world that had taken so much from him. But Caroline, having been controlled for so long, refused to be sidelined. "These are my daughters too," she told him in Season 7, Episode 3, Age of Innocence. "I have a right to be involved in every decision, to raise them my way. I'm not going to be just a helper. I'm a parent." This confrontation was difficult, but it was necessary. It forced Alaric to confront his own fears and insecurities, and it allowed Caroline to assert her role as a parent. Over time, they learned to work as a team, combining Alaric's protectiveness with Caroline's empathy and resilience. They supported each other through the challenges of raising supernatural twins, from dealing with their magical powers to navigating the complexities of teenage life. And in the process, they became each other's rock. Before we move on to the next topic, If you have anything you'd like to dive deeper into from the previous segment, please leave a comment below. Give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. Alright, let's move on to the next topic. I don't know what I'd do without you, Alaric told Caroline in Season 8, Episode 10. Nostalgia's a bitch. You're not just a co-parent. You're my best friend. Caroline's relationship with the twins themselves was also deeply shaped by her own experiences with compulsion. Having been controlled for so long, she was determined to raise Josie and Lizzie to be independent, confident, and true to themselves. She refused to impose her own desires on them, instead encouraging them to explore their interests and make their own choices. I want you to be whoever you want to be, she told them in Season 8, Episode 16. I was feeling epic. I don't care if you want to be a witch, a vampire, or a regular human. As long as you're happy, as long as you're true to yourself, that's all that matters. This parenting style is rooted in the work of child psychologist Carl Rogers, who advocated for unconditional positive regard. The idea that children thrive when they are loved and accepted for who they are, not for who their parents want them to be. For Josie and Lizzie, this approach made all the difference. They grew up feeling loved, supported, and empowered, and they developed a close bond with Caroline that would last a lifetime. You're the best mom we could ever ask for, Lizzie told her in Season 8, Episode 16. Thank you for letting us be ourselves. Of course, rebuilding her relationships wasn't just about her closest connections. It was also about repairing the damage that had been done to her friendships over the years. One of the most significant of these friendships was her bond with Bonnie Bennett. For years, Caroline and Bonnie had been best friends, but their relationship had been strained by jealousy, misunderstanding, and the pressures of the supernatural world. Caroline, in her early years, had been selfish and vain, often putting her own needs before Bonnie's. But as she gained agency and maturity, she began to see Bonnie in a new light. She recognized her strength, her loyalty, and her sacrifice, and she was determined to make amends. The turning point in their friendship came in Season 6, Episode 22. I'm thinking of you all the while, when Bonnie sacrificed herself to save her friends. Caroline, devastated by the loss, realized just how much Bonnie meant to her. I was so selfish, she cried to Elena. I took her for granted. I never told her how much she means to me. When Bonnie returned from the dead, Caroline made it her mission to be a better friend. She listened to Bonnie's struggles, supported her through her grief, and stood by her when she needed it most. You're my ride or die, Caroline told her in Season 8, Episode 16. No matter what, I'll always be there for you. This signa of their friendship is a testament to Caroline's growth. She was no longer the self-centered cheerleader she once was. She was a woman who understood the value of friendship, who knew how to apologize, and who was willing to put in the work to maintain meaningful connections. And in doing so, she and Bonnie built a friendship that was stronger than ever, one based on mutual respect, trust, and a deep understanding of each other's struggles. But perhaps the most challenging relationship Caroline had to rebuild was her relationship with herself. For years, she had hated herself for being weak, for being controlled, for not being good enough. But once she gained agency, she began to see herself in a new light. She realized that her past traumas did not define her. She realized that her strength, her resilience, and her kindness were all part of who she was. She began to practice self-compassion, treating herself with the same kindness and understanding that she showed others. This journey towards self-acceptance is beautifully captured in a scene from Season 8, Episode 16. I was feeling epic, when Caroline looks in the mirror and says, I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes. I've been hurt, but I'm also strong. I'm resilient. I'm capable of love, and that's enough. This moment is profound because it shows that Caroline has finally made peace with her past. She has stopped punishing herself for her weaknesses and has started celebrating her strengths. She has learned to love herself, and that is the foundation of all healthy relationships. To understand the importance of this self-love, we can turn to the work of psychologist Kristin Neff, who writes that self-compassion is the key to emotional well-being. Neff argues that when we treat ourselves with kindness, we are better able to cope with life's challenges, build healthy relationships, and pursue our dreams. For Caroline, self-compassion was the missing piece of the puzzle. Once she learned to love herself, she was able to love others more deeply, to set healthy boundaries, and to live a life that was true to her values. As we reflect on Caroline's journey of rebuilding her relationships, we see a woman who has transformed not just herself, but the way she connects with the world. She has gone from being a passive participant in her relationships to an active creator, building connections that are based on authenticity, trust, and mutual respect. She has learned to set boundaries, to communicate openly, and to love unconditionally, both others and herself. And in doing so, she has found a level of happiness and fulfillment that she never thought possible. In the next chapter, we'll explore how Caroline's newfound agency and redefined relationships led to the evolution of her leadership skills. We'll showcase her leadership roles and decisions, illustrating how her resilience and empathy became her true superpowers. We'll discuss her post-Mystic Falls trajectory and how her choices continue to reflect her independent spirit, even in a world still fraught with supernatural threats. But for now, let's celebrate the beautiful, messy, and deeply human relationships that Caroline has built. They are a testament to her growth, her strength, and her ability to turn pain into connection.